But we seem to have cracked it. It seems like you've got to do this at night time.
Ooh.
It's pulling a bit, but is it jumping?
Yeah. Wow. Bloody hell. And welcome to the Balearics, and we have a little bit of a breeze here on the islands.
Yeah, it's been a heat wave coming right through the Mediterranean, but we're a bit lucky, I think. Here it's a little bit further east. Greece, Turkey's been hit really bad.
Yeah.
A bit cloudy today, so that's a welcome relief actually.
And Montenegro is pretty bad, where we've just come from.
Yeah.
Anyway, the sailing's been good for us, and yeah, a bit of a surprise in this episode. I hope you like the film. Coming up, nighttime fishing. Can we catch a tuna this big? Finally getting our fridge fixed, we find a leak. And returning to Mahon, a beautiful town overlooking an historic natural harbour.
We've got to say goodbye to lovely Sardinia, just ghosting our way past the last headland, and it should be a one-night stopover actually, going by the different projections that we've had. I had a look last night on Savinavi and on Orca that both do the sort of projection of how long it's going to take you, and they reckon if we left at 8:30 this morning, we'd get there tomorrow 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So you know, that's good if that's right. I was sort of banking on a 2-night trip across, but it obviously depends on the wind. At the moment, as you can see, we're barely moving. It's yeah, we've got about, I don't know, 6 knots, 7 knots of wind behind us. We're doing about 2 knots. We might actually motor for a little bit to get ourselves out there. It did actually say on the projections that we would have to motor in the morning, but yeah, we're just enjoying this while we have our breakfast for the moment. But yeah, it's going to be good to get there, get into Mahon. Really like Mahon. Got a few things to do. Got to fix the fridge is the main one. We're doing this trip without a fridge because it did finally die, so that's a bit difficult. We've got ice in the freezer though, so that's not bad. And in case you're wondering, this is what it looks like. A load of ice near the top of the condenser plate, but nothing elsewhere. Apparently a sure sign of low gas. And since we had it regassed in Malta, there must be a leak.
A couple of days without a fridge isn't the end of the world. The breeze picks up, and so it's good sailing and time to relax with a game of cards. Well, it is a really beautiful evening. The sun is just beginning to set and all the sails are up, as they have been for most of the day, because we've been sailing around 5 knots, wind coming from the northeast, and Steve has decided to settle in and read a book. What are you reading?
About black holes. Penrose diagrams. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah, that's bedtime reading for Steve. I think I might go and listen to some podcasts. As the sun sets, we prepare for the night. The day has been pretty uneventful, but then we hear a loud whirring sound. The fishing line.
That's the flapping bird thing. So just get that in so I don't get tangled in this.
Okay.
We've got something really quite big, because there's as much as I can do to hang on to it, and I've got the tension all the way up on this reel. and it's still going out, so I've just got a glove on it trying to put a little bit more on, but I cannot. Jesus, look at this.
Is it actually coming in?
I've no idea. I mean, going by what looks like it's on the reel, there's a lot out. I mean, it pulled a lot of line out before I got to the reel, and then actually when I got there I couldn't get the tension all the way up, and it was still pulling it out until you gave me the glove. So I think there's a lot of line out.
I just heard this whoosh.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was at first. It went so fast, it wasn't the usual noise.
This looks like hard work.
Very hard work. I really hope we manage to get this to the boat just so I can see what size it is, even if we don't manage to land it, because I can barely hang on to it.
Everyone's going to think you're making this up.
Look at this rod, look, it's diving. This might take all night down. I either wear this fish out or wear me out, one of the two. Jesus, you can see why they have those things for the rods.
You want a strap round your waist, don't you?
Yeah. Got full tension on the rod, but it's still pulling it out. Every now and again it just weakens a bit and I can get some in, but I mean, listen. Putting it so tight it's like a guitar string. I don't think this rod's supposed to take this sort of abuse. Oh, it's real.
And there it is, right there. See it?
Can't get it all the way up because I've got the trace, the length of the trace. Shit, the dig of that. What? Well, because I've got the trace there, that's right up to the end of the rod, and that's as far as I can reel it in.
It's at this point we really wish we had a bigger net.
Got it. Right, so just literally just need to hold it, yeah? Bloody hell. Bloody hell.
You need the other glove. Oh shit!
You lost it.
Flag out.
You needed the other glove.
Well, I just need the other glove to be able to pull it because it was just cutting my hand with one glove. We do need the big net, don't we? Well done anyway.
We reckon it was this big, a big fish.
Very big fish.
Okay, a very big fish. Anyway, it got away, and the next morning we are a little sad. It's not that we wanted to keep the fish. It probably was too big. It's more that, well, we haven't been terribly successful at this fishing thing, have we, Steve?
It's not a great strike rate. We did catch some mackerel in the English Channel, but they are the kamikaze pilots of the fish world, so they don't really count. After winter in Cartagena, we managed to go all the way east through the Mediterranean without catching a single thing. We got to Venice and viewer Bill sent me a load of really nice lures. We set off southeast with a new optimism. But nothing in Greece, nothing in Turkey. We head off back west, and in the Gulf of Corinth, Eureka, a lovely bonito, caught with a lure given to us by our friends Paul and Nicole. So if you think we're making a big thing of catching a fish, well, to us, after 9,649 miles, it is a big thing. Well, we just got to the point where we should be getting into the anchorage, but we're quite a long way off it, I'm afraid, because if I put the chart up, you'll see we had to come quite a long way south. The wind backed on us and pushed us quite a long way further south. So it looks like we're going to have to, if the wind stays as it is, tack up tonight, and that's quite a long way. It's 35 miles, so that's 6 or 7 hours. So I don't know, we'll try and get there for dawn, I think. But look, it's a lovely sail, so we're not complaining, and it gives me another chance to fish at night. So obviously I know that's the thing to do now.
So we try again, and amazingly we have another bite.
Well, we seem to have cracked it. It seems like you've got to do this at night time. It was sort of, well, it's about half an hour after sunset. I mean, normally I take it in just after sunset because I thought sunset was supposed to be the best time. Yesterday it was a good hour and a half because I forgot to take it in. But yeah, it's properly dark. The moon's not up yet. But it's not, I mean, it's not like yesterday's. It's about half the size, I reckon, of yesterday's. It's pulling a bit, but nothing like it. It didn't go whizzing out, and I can certainly turn the friction up and wind it in, so should be good. good. I just wish they'd come earlier in the day. We've had dinner now. We had fish as well. I mean, frozen fish, for God's sake. Why don't they come at 4 o'clock and then we could actually cook them up? Have to have a breakfast now.
It's okay.
No, we have got a working freezer so we can go in there.
Well, I can feel it.
Yeah. It's worn me out. We're taking turns now. It's like Jaws.
Yeah.
It's almost there, look. You can't really see it, but I can see it splash.
I think it's a bit smaller than Jaws, but certainly big enough. Ooh!
Is it jumping?
Yeah. Wow.
Do you want me to do the final bit then?
Yeah,
If you bring the ladder down, then I'll whip it on board. We've got the little net. I think this one, the little net will probably be okay for this one.
Okay, cool. Shall I do the net? Okay. This one is smaller, about half the size of last night, and it looks like a tuna. Oh, it's so big enough, blimey. No, you might lose it again.
No, I won't. I'm not going to get the net under it, so just come back a bit. It's just going to come where you are and you're going to... There we go.
Oh, wow.
It's a big tuna.
Oh!
Yeah. Lovely.
Oh, well done.
Big-eyed tuna.
Well done.
He's amazing, isn't he?
Yep.
I need the bucket with the rope on it because we're going to have to put a lot of water on these decks because they bleed a lot.
Okay. Okay.
A real picture with a real one.
Steve with his fish. So finally, a result.
Good one.
A real fish and the one that got away. And the real one can go in the freezer. Tuna steaks.
It's amazing how much meat there is on it. It's absolutely incredible. Amazing animal. I think you're supposed to drag it behind the boat to bleed it. I didn't do that. I think it's all right. It's a different colour marking in the middle.
First light, and the wind has stayed with us all night. A fantastic sail. We put in a couple of tacks to set us right for the anchorage. No winching, you may notice. It doesn't always happen like this, but when it does, it is quite satisfying. We arrive around 9 o'clock in the morning. The wind on the nose is now in our favour for the anchorage, so we drop the hook just outside Mahon's natural harbour. This is preferable at this time of year to the main anchorage, which can get crowded. Tomorrow we plan to sail the 5 kilometres alongside the town to the shipyard to get our fridge fixed. Happy days. This may be a good time for me to tell you about our sponsor for this episode, AG1, which is a food supplement that I take every morning. I take just 1 sachet a day and it contains all the vitamins I need. It also contains dairy-free probiotics for my gut and enzymes to support my immune system. I don't eat meat, and in some countries we travel to, that can mean I have a limited diet, which is why I was looking for a food supplement in the first place. Luckily, I found AG1. The powder comes in sachets or in a larger pack, and it's easy to mix. Just add water. And if I want to make up more than 1 day's worth of supplement in one go, I can store the rest in the fridge. Now, the downsides. I have to admit it took me a while to get used to the taste, but now I quite like it. Tastes like pineapple, but less sweet. I also know some athletes swear by it as a brain-focusing supplement. I can't honestly say my running has improved, but I do feel really healthy, which is important, whatever your lifestyle. Anyway, do try it for yourself by clicking the link in the description, and then you'll also get a year's free supply of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase.
If you've seen our previous episode in Malta, you know that in a big storm there, we lost our solar panel, stuck-on solar panel from the top of the doghouse roof here, which is a bit weird. Big storm, but yeah, just a tiny corner of it was out, and it just managed to rip the whole thing off. But actually, to be honest, it wasn't that efficient, that solar panel. It was bigger than the one I've got here. I couldn't get one sort of quite the right size to fit on, but actually this one should provide as much, if not more, power than that one, because this is new technology. It's from Borg RV, and it's called SIGS technology, copper, iridium, gallium selenide, and it has basically diodes as well between each of the cells, every one of the cells, so it shouldn't feed back, because that's always the problem with these things. If you get a little bit of shade, even just over a couple of cells, then the other cells feed into those, and you get virtually nothing out of it, or completely nothing if you get several of the cells just shaded at any one time. But yeah, I'll have a test of this one in a minute. We'll wire it up and do it, but I'll show you another one, because I've got 2 of these, because I'm going to, as well as putting the one on there, try and put one on top of the bimini. So I wanted to show you how it comes sort of wrapped up, completely curled up in a box like that. Usually even the ones, the flexible panels, you can't bend them more than sort of 20-30 degrees, so you've got enormous problem getting these things delivered. And it's super light as well, so I mean, certainly for people that are really worried about weight, if you're putting stuff on the back of the catamaran, something like that, these might be brilliant for that. So let's have a little look. So this one is bigger, 200 watts output, so that'd be useful across the top of the bimini. So let's have a look at what we can get from this one. I'll plug it into one of my devices down here, and I'll just put the thing in the corner of the frame so you can see. I've got a camera on it here. It's quite difficult to see in the sunlight, but yeah, it's bleep, so it's got something going on there, and we'll sort of see what it's like in full sun. If I move this out so it's just about in full sun. Now it's late afternoon here, so it's not great. Sun's not completely overhead, but yeah, I would expect my old panel would probably get an amp or 2 out of this. So that's about 24 watts, something like that. At the moment, this is getting 60 almost, 59, 60, yeah, 59, 60. So that's very good. That's 5 amps. So I'm impressed with that. But yeah, the real test is if you do this. I'll put it into position. So now quite a bit of it is shaded, and I can see now we've got that at 30 watts. Now I think with the old panel that would have killed it completely. You wouldn't have been getting anything out of it at all. So yeah, that's certainly better. Very pleased with that. I'll just show you the underneath of it. So that's got these stripes of sticky that are already on there. So yeah, I've cleaned up top of the doghouse ready, so let's get it fitted.
It is quite a thing travelling down Mahon's natural harbour, which is the largest in the Med. A place where super cruisers moor alongside small sailboats. with the town overlooking the numerous bays. It's a busy waterway and a busy shipyard, and our focus for now is the fridge. After a frustrating hour, we finally see bubbles. This is the tiny leak in the pipe that is causing all our grief. Luckily, easily fixed and regassed by the experts here.
So I've had quite a constructive day. Hopefully the fridge is now 100% found the leak.
I hope so. Steve found a hole, didn't you?
Tiny leak. So yeah, it's losing gas. So it's being regassed. It's all sealed up now. So hopefully that's good. We managed to do some shopping. What we're doing is we're going across to the other side, the main part of Mahon, and that lovely building just up there.
Castle.
Where is it? There.
Yeah.
It looks like a castle.
Castle or a church, we thought. No, it's the supermarket.
Yeah, there's a supermarket inside it. It's very good as well. They can deliver. We didn't. We carried it all back with bags, but
I think when we showed them our address, they were like, oh, maybe we.
How do we get there? Yeah, I think they would have done if we actually knew the address, but whatever. It's good. It's a great place. So we're going to go out and explore for the evening. Go and actually have a proper look around Mahon. So the main city is up the stairs, but like a lot of other places, Malta was the same. They have a lift, glass lift. Cool.
I think that was closed last time we were here.
Yeah, I don't remember it. COVID, yeah.
Yeah, 3 years ago, everyone was in masks.
Yeah.
We were just coming out of the first lockdown.
Yeah, I'm not allowed in lifts with people.
I know, we can. A pretty town with hundreds, yes, hundreds of seaside restaurants and shops. I can see why this is one of the most popular towns in the Med, certainly one to visit, especially if you have a boat. Yes, Mahon is a lovely town, and we've had a bit of a shower actually in the past few minutes. Very refreshing.
Yeah, there's lightning over there, so it might get very refreshing quite quickly. But no, you will see more of Menorca in the next episode. Don't worry, because it is a fantastic cruising ground. The north coast there, I think, is lovely. Some really good bays along there. It's lovely.
We haven't caught any more fish, but we are still reeling from the shock of the first
it's
tuna.
Just as well, because I think the freezer was reeling from the shock of putting that tuna in there, because the freezer has now died. The fridge is now fully working, it's absolutely fine, and the freezer died. So we had to eat the fish and give it away quite quickly. So yeah, we can't catch any more yet. That's my excuse.
Yeah, okay, all right, fine. But other than that, I think we're getting ready for our crossing of the Atlantic. We're heading towards the Canaries reasonably fast. And insurance. I've been trying to get insurance for this crossing. So if anyone's got any good ideas about insurance, let us know, because it is through the roof expensive. Largely, I think, because most insurers just insure for their little cruising area of the world. And there's a gap in the market for someone who thinks international or has links with other insurers in other parts of the world, God forbid.
We thought Pantanis were the ones that sort of did that, the whole world, and would do it. But yeah, there's all sorts of odd stipulations about having crew, having 4 people on board. There's just 2 of us. We might have to take extra people, all sorts of things. We've got to get a survey done when we lift, which is a bit of a pain. At least we've re-rigged, so we can get the notification, the certification for that, no problem to them. But yeah, all sorts of other bits and pieces. We are going to sort out a little bit more solar, so that solar is quite interesting. In fact, this rain, it's dirty rain, and I've just had the look. It comes off that. One of the other things about that panel that we put on, and they do say it in their bump, is that it doesn't suffer from salt and dirt and dust and stuff the way that a lot of the others do, because it's actually quite slippery, and that seems to be right. So yeah, I'll keep an eye on those and report back on how well that's going.
Absolutely, because we do need all the power we can get, really, if we're going across.
We do. Ideally, I'd like something, something you could tow, basically. So, or
Really?
Or just So actually, when you're sailing, you're generating some hydro generator type thing. I think that's the thing long term we might need. We'll see.
Okay. Well, the showers are starting again, so I think it remains for me to say thank you very much to our patrons, and thank you especially to our patrons, actually. You really do help us out, not only with the videos, but with ideas and other things to do with the boat and sailing. Thank you too to our subscribers, and thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching.